Hello and welcome to today's session. So today's session will be on the topic of innovation and entrepreneurship. The content of this lecture have been adopted from my colleague Professor Watfer. So today really we are going to be discussing three main categories. The first of which is going to be entrepreneurial vision, mission and then strategy. So reasons not to be an entrepreneur. Well, let me put it this way. Let's look at what is an entrepreneur. If you feel that an entrepreneur is someone who's going to be their own boss, who's someone that is going to have their own business and have a relatively low risk environment, you're going to be very rich, I think the mentality is wrong. This is not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who is willing or who is going to be making a change. He looks at the problems and finds the solution. Or they look at the problems and find the solution. They don't give up. They have opportunities. They look at opportunities and try to find solutions. Okay, so it's then once you've found the solutions, you've found an opportunity, you found the solutions to solving this problem, you then look at selling this product or products. It doesn't have to be limited to a product, it can be multiple products. As we've seen with many entrepreneurs, Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, is an entrepreneur. He found solutions to problems. He made a change in the world. And that's what we are looking at when it comes to an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, again re-emphasizing, is not someone who is just has a business and is very rich. An entrepreneur is someone who is looking to make a change in the world, who's looking to make a change in our lives. And we are going to continue with this sort of topic. So, just to re-emphasize what is an entrepreneurship, the pursuit of opportunity beyond resources controlled. A reference from Howard Stevenson at the Harvard Business School. Another reference from Thomas Byers, the identification and exploitation of previously unexploited opportunities by enterprising individuals. What does this mean? This basically means that we've taken an idea, it hasn't been exploited, and we are now developing the idea into something different to solve another problem. So an entrepreneur can also be someone who looks at existing products that are available in the market and then tries to convert them into something that provides more benefits, more opportunities and more solutions. So it's unexploited opportunities. So these opportunities have not been exploited. Okay, so we have an opportunity in the market to make a change. It's unexploited opportunity. Now we are going to exploit that and we are going to develop a product or products. So the key thing when it comes to entrepreneurship, the nexus of enterprising individual and promising opportunities. Just before we move into the discussion, I want to take this opportunity to mention or give you a quote of something that Richard Branson has said previously when he was growing up. When he found something that was challenging and something that was difficult, he pursued that. He wanted to take that challenge on and find the solution. And this is another key aspect of entrepreneurs. It's having that behavior, it's having that mentality of not giving up. Not everyone can be entrepreneurs. Just like not everyone can be doctors. Not everyone can be professors. So an entrepreneur is not something that every single one of us will become. Okay? And this is nice. This will lead nicely into this discussion. So, is an entrepreneurship an art or a science? Is it something that you have inside you? An art. Like for example, an artist who draws a painting. They have that inside them. Or is it a science where it can be taught? Now I think this is something subjective and it's a matter of opinion. I think it's somewhere in between. I don't think it's totally a science, i.e. it can't be taught, or it can be taught, and I don't think it's totally something that is an art. I think it's a nice blend. It's somewhere in between. It's not going to be 3. You can't choose 3. It's going to be either 2 or 4, i.e. it's going to be more towards something that's inside you with a little bit of something that's been taught as a science. My personal belief is that it's somewhere towards 2. I feel and I think my colleague Professor Watford will have a different opinion on this, but that again is something subjective. I firmly believe that to be an entrepreneur, you need to have that mentality. You need to have that behavior, something that's inside you, that something that when you face a challenge, you don't give up. You want to find the solution to this problem. You want to find a solution to this problem, you develop a product. You develop a number of products. However, there is some element of science involved in this, because we can teach about entrepreneurship. We can guide you through, okay, you have your product. How are you going to introduce this to the market? You may need to set up a business and you need to showcase your product. How are you going to do this? You need a business model. You need a business plan. You need some sort of marketing. You need investment. So you can teach this. This can be taught, which is why I feel there's an element of science involved. So I would say somewhere around the 2 would be what an entrepreneur is. So just to recap a little bit there in regards to entrepreneurship, what we are effectively saying is an entrepreneur is not someone that is a business person. It's not someone that is making money and is very rich. Rather, it's someone who has identified an opportunity in the market. There is a problem there, there is a gap, and they want to solve that gap. They want to fill that gap. They want to solve that problem. They want to develop a product that will resolve that issue. Then, once you've resolved that issue, you will then take that product and market it and bring it to the market. So similar, so something that you've already done in previous week in your project 1, you've developed an idea, you've gone through the design thinking process, through the innovation process, you've developed your idea, you have a product, okay, you've gone through the concept stages, you've developed a product. Now it's about bringing that to the market. How are you going to bring that onto the market? What is going to be your strategy? Okay, and it's 3 core elements that are involved in a strategy: vision, mission, and values or goals. And this is something that has been taken from Thomas Byers, and he's in his textbook has determined a strategy as a plan or roadmap of the actions that a firm or organization will take to achieve its missions or goals. Let's just take a moment to digest this. What does this mean? What does this sentence mean? So it's a roadmap of actions. So what actions are we going to take that will allow us to achieve the mission, to achieve that goal? Okay, so we have the vision and the mission that will allow us to achieve that goal. How are we going to get there? So we might have a vision, or we might have a goal that we want to solve this problem, and how are we going to solve this problem? Okay, and we will see some examples in the next slides. So just something again, something that before we go into this, let's take a moment to understand the first concept, which is vision. Now here again, Thomas Byers has said that a vision is an informed and forward-looking statement of purpose that defines the long-term destiny of a company. So what is the long-term vision of this company, okay, or this organization? Where do you want your company to be? Okay, in 20 years, in 30 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, what is the vision? Okay, and it's key, it's a very important aspect of making sure that you are successful, to making sure that your company is successful. You have to have a vision, and that vision is going to be something that is 15 or 20 years away and where you want to be. So you may want to be in 15 or 20 years time, you may say that this company will want to recycle 50% of its waste. Okay, so 50% of our waste we want to recycle. So that is our vision. By, I don't know, 2040, we want to be in a position where we are recycling 50% of our waste. Okay, you may have a vision that by 2040 you want to become a multi-billion dollar organization. That is your vision. How are you going to get there is something that we will talk about later, but you have to have a statement, a vision statement. Okay, let's have a look at something, or let's look at some fundamental questions regarding vision. Okay, so what do the founders wish to achieve with their business? So you are founding a business. What do you wish to achieve? Okay, and it's not something like, for example, I wish to achieve selling some products. No, it's got to carry more emphasis. It's got to have more weight behind this statement. Okay, so what do you wish to achieve with your business? I wish to achieve 50% of our waste will be recycled. Okay, that is going to be our vision. That's the question that we are asking, and that's the answer we will be giving. What is our shared purpose, goals, and core values? And then what business are we in? Okay, now something to think about, and maybe something that you can discuss between your peers, is look at these businesses here: Google, Facebook, and Amazon. What businesses are these guys really in? Is Google really just a search engine? Is Facebook just really about connecting friends? And is Amazon really about selling books? Okay, what is their vision? What are they really about? Okay, and that's the thing that you need to think about when you are trying to bring a product to the market. That's what you need to think about. When you are founding a business, that's what you need to think about. You need to think about these type of questions that will then allow you to develop a vision statement. We will go through some examples. Here are some examples, and I'll give you some other examples as well. You've got 5 or 6 here examples. Let's just take 1 or 2 of these, and then I'll give you some other examples as well. So if we look at, for example, Facebook. The Facebook is all about their vision statement. What is their vision statement? You can find all sorts of vision statements for different global organizations on Google. So feel free to do that, and in fact it might be a good idea for you to do that just to help you understand, because this is basically what you're going to do in your project now. You're going to look at vision, you're going to look at your product, and you're going to try to bring this to the market. You're going to develop a business and sell this product. So to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. It doesn't say anything about making friends. It doesn't say anything about finding those friends that you had at high school. Okay, it's about giving people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. Okay, so it's a very important, a very valuable vision statement there. Okay, now it's not something that is quite focused on one particular area, one particular concept. It's quite open. The statement is quite open. It doesn't say we're using one technology. It doesn't say anything about technology there. It doesn't say how they're going to allow people to become more connected and how the world is going to become more open. It doesn't say that. All it says is that it's going to give us the power. It's going to give the people the power to share, make the world more open and connected. Okay, another example here is LinkedIn. To connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. Again, it doesn't say how they are going to make them connected. It doesn't talk about any particular technology. It doesn't talk about any particular platform. Okay, we all know that LinkedIn, we're all familiar with this. So it just allows you, or the vision statement is all about saying, okay, we are allowing you to connect, we are allowing professionals to connect. So it's not something that is, let's say, about something that's going to be about anything and everything. It's going to be more related to professionals, to make them more productive and successful. You're sharing your stories, for example. Okay, so there are a couple of examples. I want to give you one more example that is more a little bit more current, and more related to the region that we're in. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Dubai government has announced a strategy. Okay, and its strategy and its vision is basically to, by 2030, to become the hub of additive manufacturing. Okay, so I would like you to go on and do a search on this, actually, just to help you, because this will help you understand and help you apply what you are going to do for your second project. And they have His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has basically announced that they want to be the center, Dubai wants to be the center for 3D printing, for additive manufacturing in the world. This will be the hub. Okay, that is a strategy. How we get there is something that we're going to talk about in the next in the upcoming slides. So what is more important about or what is adding to this vision, and how we are going to develop a statement? There are some categories that we need to think about. Now you will see in the examples that I've given in the previous slide that there's clarity in that vision. It's easily understood and it's focused. Okay. Now if I just go back to the previous slide, or recall your memory back to the previous slide, where Facebook is all about giving people the power. Okay. So it's clearly understood and it's focused. It's consistent. It's hold its consistency over a period of time. So it's not something that is only applicable for the next 2 years, for the next 5 years. It's consistent throughout. Okay. Now, yes, I agree, and granted, it can be adjustable, okay, depending on the conditions, but it's got to be consistent. It's got to be consistent regardless of the period of time. Because don't forget, the vision is long term. So it's not something that we're talking about achieving in the next few years. This is something that we're trying to achieve over the next 20, 30 years. So it's got to be consistent throughout that period. Yes, I've mentioned that we can adjust as the conditions allow, but it's got to be consistent. It's got to be unique. Okay, it's got to be special to enterprise. It's got to have something unique about it. Okay, and then it's got to have a purposeful. It provides a reason for being and others to care. Okay, so it has to have some sort of purpose behind it. It has to have some sort of substantiation in terms of, okay, what are the reasons for why we should care about this vision? Why should we care about this vision statement? These are all the things that you need to think about when you are going to be developing your project, your second project. Okay, so you've got your idea, you've developed your idea, now you're thinking to bring this to the market. You're entrepreneurs now. Let's think about how we are going to bring this to market. Things like, for example, your strategy, your vision, your mission statement. Okay, so now we're going to move on to mission. What is a mission? A vision is an imaginative picture of the future. Okay, so a vision is something that we are thinking we are going to be there in 20, 30 years time. That's where we want to be. We are not there yet. So it's something that we are thinking in our mind. It's something we have an image of in our mind, and it's something that's going to be in the future. Vision is a description of the course of action to implement that vision. The mission of an organization is lofty and audacious. It provides for a theory of change. Okay, so let's take a moment to digest this. So we have vision, which is something that's 20, 30 years in the future, and it's something that we think we are picturing our business in 20 years, in 20 or 30 years time. That's our vision. Mission is how are we going to get there? What things do we need to do in order to achieve that vision, in order to be where we want to be in 20-30 years time. Okay, so it's all the little steps that we are going to allow ourselves or we are going to implement to allow ourselves to become successful and to successfully fulfill that vision. So what are the things that are involved in a mission? Now, just something that I will also mention, the difference between a mission and vision. I've mentioned in terms of vision is future, mission is something that was going to allow us to get there. Also, you notice from the vision statement, it's very short. It's very short, it's very focused, it's clearly understand. It's not something that's quite long. So it's something that you can digest very quickly. You look at it and you can digest very quickly. A mission is a little bit more than that. Okay, so it's about 100 words. I'd say it's about a paragraph or so, and it starts to explain the purpose. Okay, it starts to give you some explanation in regards to what you want to achieve. Okay, it has some authenticity about it. So it values the stem from the founder's personal values. It provides reason for being and others to care. It gives you a clear explanation of the product or products. Okay, so it allows you to explain what the product is going to be. Okay, or the products, and it aligns all the stakeholders. So it involves all the stakeholders and it aligns them. We will see some examples. Okay, so let's go through a mission statement of eBay. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with eBay, eBay is basically a platform where we as normal people can upload and sell any item we like, and then others, the potential buyers, will bid for our product, whatever we're selling. So let's say, for example, I want to sell a mobile phone, a second-hand used mobile phone. I no longer need it, I want to sell it. So I upload the mobile phone images onto eBay, the platform. I am the seller, and then I open this to all of those that are either subscribed on eBay or search on eBay for this particular phone. So I want to sell my iPhone, whatever version, let's say it's iPhone. I want to sell this, and I'm thinking, okay, let me upload it on eBay, and I sell on eBay. What this will then do is eBay will then create this platform will then allow my mobile phone to be sold. Now, it can be sold in two ways. It was based on the idea that you can bid for this. So for example, I say as the seller, I want to sell my mobile phone for 100 dirhams. Okay, it's a very cheap phone. I want to sell it for 100 dirhams. My starting bid is going to be 100, and then what happens is all those people that are interested in buying will have to bid for this phone. So the bid might start off at 100, it might go to 110, 120, 130, 140, so on and so forth, until I have the last bidder and no one else is bidding after that, and it might sell for 500 dirhams. Okay, so that's what eBay have done. eBay have developed this platform to allow us to buy and sell any product in the world, whatever we want. Okay, on there you get electronics, you get garments, household goods, gardening goods, anything that you feel, even some vehicle products, like for example tires and wheels. So what is the mission statement of eBay? We help people trade practically anything on earth. Okay, so it's explaining that it's basically allowing, it's a platform that will allow people to trade anything. It's not limited to anything, it's basically unlimited. eBay was found with the belief that people are basically good. We believe that each of our customers, whether a buyer or a seller, is individual who deserves to be treated with respect. Okay, so it's about giving the opportunity for people to buy and sell. Okay, we will continue to enhance the online trading experiences of all collectors, hobbyists, dealers, small businesses, unique item seekers, bargain hunters, opportunistic sellers, browsers, The growth of eBay community comes from meeting and exceeding the expectations of those special people. So you can see clearly in this statement what their mission is. It starts off by telling you what eBay is, and then it talks about its beliefs, okay, and then it says it's going to continue enhancing that. So it's not changing in time, okay. So there are other examples. There are many examples of mission statements of all successful global organizations, such like eBay, Apple, Samsung, you name them, you will be able to find them, and it would be good for you to just in your own time go through, find some mission statements, because this is, again, I can't re-emphasize enough, this is what you are going to use for your project 2. Now we move on to the golden circle. Okay, and this is basically another very important tool that you use that will basically help you be a successful entrepreneur. So the golden circle involves 3 elements: the what, the how, and the why. Every organization on the planet knows what they do. These are the products they sell or the services they offer. So the business, you know what they do, you know their product. We all know what Apple's products are. It's phones, it's tablets, it's personal computers or laptops. Okay, that is their product. So what they do, you can go through a range of organizations and you will know what they do. Okay, how? Some organizations know how they do what they do. These are the things that make them special or set them apart from the competition. So this is how they are basically developing their product. This is their product. How they are selling their product. Why? Very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's a result. So it's a consequence. Okay. So why are you doing this? Because we want to solve this problem. We have a problem here. We found an opportunity. We found the gap. We want to solve this problem. So we know why we are doing this. Making money is a consequence of this. We have developed this product because there was a gap in the market, because there was an opportunity there. So we've developed this product or products, and now as a consequence we are making money. It's a purpose, a cause or belief. It's the very reason your organization exists. Now, if you normally, as an entrepreneur, someone that is remarkable, they will work from inside that circle and work out towards the outside of that circle. So you're starting from why, you then go on to the how, and then the what. So you are identifying why you want to do something. So you've identified the opportunity. You then go about how you're going to solve this problem, and then you have developed your product, and this is your product or products. Okay, so I'll give you an example of an organization that I've been involved in. It's not something that I started, a company organization that I worked for, and this company was all about developing products for invasive surgery. Now, just to give you a little bit of history about this, there was a particular a professor, a doctor, surgeon, who identified that they needed a product, a tool that will allow them to carry out some surgery in the stomach without opening up all the stomach. So they would basically carry out invasive surgery. Now, they identified a solution to a problem. Without opening up all the stomach, they decided that if they could only make small holes in the stomach, and in these holes they would then place cannulas, and the cannulas would then allow cameras and various other surgical tools to enter the stomach. Now, if you have a camera entering in your stomach, you can see inside the stomach, and then you can carry out the relevant investigations and or surgeries required, rather than opening up all the stomach. So they identified a why. Then they went through and developed some products. How are they going to solve this problem? They are going to develop some products, and they started to look at the type of products they need. So for example, if it's entering the stomach, it has to be biocompatible. It has to be compatible with your body. So it has to be biomedical compatible. Then they develop the products, and now the company knows, all the customers know what this company does. It developed one product that suited one requirement, and then it started to develop a family of products that all fell within this requirement. Okay, so you had different sizes holes, depending on different types of people. So for example, if you were a person who had a large stomach, then you needed a different size of this product. If you had if there was someone with a smaller stomach, they needed a different size. Okay, so it wasn't something that you could use one size for all, so they started to develop a family of products. And that is an example of an entrepreneur, someone that started off with the why and worked towards the what. Okay, and now this business organization is very successful, floating on the UK stock market and making millions of pounds revenue. Okay, so the power of why, the visionary strategy. Start with the what, with what's in you. The most successful brands start with a purpose-driven vision, i.e. why, and match the strategies, i.e. the how, and then the execution of the vision. So I've explained to you, entrepreneurs, the remarkable people in this world, what they are doing is they are starting with the why. They are identifying the purpose, the driven vision. Then they match their strategy with the how. How are they going to do it? And then they execute it, i.e. the what, the product. Okay. So I want you to apply this concept, have a discussion with your peers on your project one idea that you have developed, okay, with Professor Watfa. And now I want you to apply this why, how, and what concept, the golden circle, to your product. Let's just go through in more detail the 5 whys. The 5 whys is a very important tool. And now this isn't something that's just used in, let's say, entrepreneur, but this is also something that's used in the production manufacturing environment. Okay, and I'll start off with giving you an example of an environment of this in an organization, in a production environment, and then hopefully you will understand better my point of view. So the 5 whys basically is about identifying the root causes. So on a manufacturing facility, and again I'm going to give you a real life example, something that I've first-hand experience of. I'm working in an organization here. We are manufacturing components, medical components. We've manufactured these medical components and we've sent these to the customer. The customer then says that there's a problem with this product. It's failed. Okay. Now we go through the steps of the 5 whys. We need to understand why it failed. Where was the flaw in the process? Which manufacturing process was causing this defect? Was it a manufacturing process, or is it a design element? Is it a design issue? So we are asking the 5 whys. Any defect that affects a stakeholder is a learning opportunity. We've not done until we've addressed the root cause, including why didn't any of our prevention tactics catch it. And this is something that is used globally, in not just from an entrepreneur perspective, but also in a manufacturing environment, in a production facility. So why did we change the software so that we don't make any money anymore? Why didn't operations get paged? Why didn't the cluster immune system reject the change? Why didn't automated tests go red and stop the line? Why wasn't the engineer trained not to make the same mistake? Okay, so let's go through an example. Okay, a real life example, just to help you understand again the point of view that I'm making here. So the problem is my car will not start. So the first why is, why won't your car start? Because the battery is dead. Then the next why is the battery dead? Because I left my headlights switched on. Why did you leave your headlights on? Because I forgot to switch them off. Why did you forget to switch them off? Because I was in a hurry. Why were you in a hurry? Because I didn't plan well and I had too much to do. So now you found the root cause. The root cause of why your car will not start is not because the battery is dead. Okay, the root cause is because you did not plan your time. So now you need to plan your time. You found an opportunity here. You need to plan your time better so that you don't have a flat battery. So your battery is not dead, and that your car will start the next morning or whenever you next try to start your car. So if I was to say, just as a normal person, let's say I ask you the question, why won't my car start? Your answer will be because the battery is dead. That's true, you're not wrong, but that's not how you should be thinking as entrepreneurs. What you should be thinking is, what was the root cause? The root cause was not because my battery was dead. The root cause was because I did not plan my time well. So I went through the 5 whys process and I identified the root cause, and it's the same thing in manufacturing. The example I gave is the same concept. You don't look at why is this product a defect. It's not just because one of the machinists was not trained well. It's more than that. It's trying to understand the root cause, and then once you identify the root cause, you find an opportunity, you can solve that problem, and it will never happen again. Okay, so we are coming towards the end of the session. As your homework, or as a discussion if you like, I've got an exercise here that I would like you to discuss amongst your peers or in your groups. Think of a time when you did not meet a goal. Use the 5 whys process to get to the root cause of why this goal was not achieved. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, take care, and I will see you soon.